Welcome, welcome, one and all, to Swapping Joysticks. I am your host, Biggest Bennis, and I am joined by the incredible, the amazing, the fantastically talented at video games journalism, and racing. Oh, actually, no, not racing games. It's Ed Nightingale.
Wow, just get that shade in at the start.
Can't be too nice. Don't need to get a big head.
Wow. Hello.
Hello. It is the 28th of July, 2022, just in case somebody's listening to this on shuffle and they want to know, what came out in that month or in that week. Oh, how are you doing, Ed? How have you been?
I'm doing all right, thanks. It's another. I feel like the weather's still really hot, even though it's not.
It's moist.
It is. It's very muggy. And clammy and muggy.
Have you got swamp ass?
What do you want? Yeah, constantly.
What
It's
is
the
that
worst.
down there? You know, if you put your hand down there and like kind of just, it's like it's too thick to be water.
Excuse me?
You know, like the moistness down
It's
there.
called sweat, Ben.
Well, it's thicker than sweat.
Okay, we need to stop this here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No,
It's like goo.
absolutely not. Now, there's one thing that I am a little bit disappointed in this week,
Oh.
and that's that you've cheated on me.
Yes, I am very sorry.
Yeah, I'm not happy
You're
about
publicly shaming me on my own channel in front of all these people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm proud of you, but I'm also really upset.
You're proud of who I got with.
Yeah.
Would you have got with them as well?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
See. Maybe we just need an open relationship.
No.
It's quite
Come
a
on, man.
scandal.
Tell us who you cheated on.
I cheated on you. Well, you should tell me because I don't want to get her first name wrong.
Keza,
okay, because it's not Keeza. I thought it was Keeza for a bit, but Keza. Keza McDonald from The Guardian has included me in her article about Meet the Gamers, why queer representation is exploding in video games, which is in the chat right now. And if you just Google it, you will find it there. And it was a real honor to be included by her because I think she'd contacted the people at the top of Rainbow Arcade and asked for some email address to contact. But I'd missed the boat by like a few hours. So I just went and messaged her directly. And she...
and you were the only one in the article.
No, there were a couple of others. But yeah, I don't think the other folk from Rainbow Arcade were in it. I did look for it. But no, I think the people from Rainbow Arcade had given their opinions and their ideas that helped shape the article. So, because she did thank them in the tweet as well. So I'm guessing so. But yeah, it was pretty awesome being in there. And my picture at the Sega booth at TwitchCon made it in as well. Yeah. It's not only is it my background.
Did I take that?
You did actually. And I thought, because it's like pretty much the only photo of just me. Like, I don't want to sound full of myself, but I need to take more pictures of just myself. Because when people are asking me for pictures, I'm like, well, there's this one I'm with someone, this one with 3 people, this one I'm with 1 million people all wearing Ed masks. This one is me, kind of bleary-eyed at night.
What you're saying is that you're just so popular and you would never be so self-centered as to take a picture of yourself.
It's more the second. Like, why would I take a picture of myself? I don't want a picture. Why would I want a picture of myself? But then when people ask for it for various things, like today they needed it for the, what we're going to talk about and what we're going to do tomorrow. I had to I had to get a picture and I was like, I don't know. So I used the one that's on my profile picture, but not with the yellow background.
I'll add in as well, Keza did include, because she mentioned TwitchCon, she mentioned the drag showcase at TwitchCon, and then linked to my article. So I also got a little bit in there.
You got a little,
which is nice.
No, I'm not going to go there. Yeah, you got a little kind of hand squeeze.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yes. It was an honor because who wants to talk to Eurogamer, says I resurrect, whoever that could be. Yeah, I mean, I've already been interviewed by Ed. I hope Keza's not expecting what you got when you interviewed me.
Wow. That was not in response to any of that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Ed interviewed me for a previous publication that he used to work at, and enjoyed the interview so much, decided to get with me.
And here I am.
Yeah.
For some reason. Well, that's been an exciting week for you then, hasn't it?
It has been a week, an exciting week, a very busy, tiring week. I had the sodding emergency phone at work last night, and somebody came into so I work at an international language school, and I had to be on call the entire night, which is like the world's worst thing. And that was it, just for one night, it turns out. So
lots of late night calls.
One person called and was like, "I'm in the queue for Phantom of the Opera and I've lost my ticket." And I'm like,
that is an emergency, to be fair.
That is a personal.
Lost theatre tickets is an emergency. That's a very urgent call.
That is a personal emergency. I don't give a damn because I'm not going to see it. So there you go. Maybe they should. If I
lost my tickets, I'd probably call you as well.
Well,
can you get me some more tickets?
Yeah,
please?
Exactly. You'd probably be like, "Can you buy me another one like you did last time?" No, but I mean, she obviously didn't care about it enough, because otherwise, I mean, why would you lose it if you were not really desperately looking forward to it?
Where was the ticket?
Oh, I don't know, and I don't care. I put the phone down. I was like, "This isn't an emergency. I've got stuff to do. Sorry, love."
I thought you said it was in her email.
No, that was somebody else.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I don't give a shit. I was like, "No, why are you calling me? I'm not technically working. Go away."
Because you've got the phone.
My boss today was like, were you really stern with her? Because apparently he'd have really told her off for, wasting my time.
I mean, yeah. But then I would not work at that school, because my response would be, "Fuck off," and then hang up. So that's why you don't trust me with those things.
Exactly. Don't trust Ed with customer service.
No.
That's very true, actually.
Hell no.
How has your week been then? Have you had a busy week?
I have had a very busy week, actually. Some exciting things coming soon. And so in terms of reviews and interviews and featurey bits.
You're going to do a review for Eurogamer.
But I'm not going to tell you what it is.
No.
So yes, lots of exciting bits, including some stuff that we are doing this weekend, which maybe we should tell people about.
Yes. Well, are you going to say what you did? Was it yesterday or Tuesday? Tuesday, right?
It was Tuesday.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. So, well, firstly, after this, we are going to be recording some F1 2022 footage.
Oh, we're going to do that news first, are we?
Oh, yeah. We'll start with that.
So, yeah, we're recording for F1 2020, or F1 22, which is Formula 122, right? So that one, we're going to be recording that. And we will be racing each other in a multiplayer. So we tested this out yesterday, and we did qualifying. So what it is, if anybody doesn't know what Formula 1 2022 is, then get to Google. But it's a racing game with the Formula 1 cars, and we're doing a series of videos where just before the actual Grand Prix, before it's it's live, whatever, which is on Sunday in Hungary, we're going to release us racing each other around the track, along with some AI as well. And yesterday we did a little trial, and you do a one-shot qualifying. So you do one lap in qualifying, and you have to try and get pole position, etc. And
where did you come when we did that yesterday in the little test?
Well, you came 19th. You were 5 seconds behind the car in front in 19th.
Fine.
And I was... were you 5 seconds off the leader, actually? No, you were 5 seconds off the leader.
5 seconds off the leader?
Yeah, and I was 10 seconds off the leader. And I was in last.
In last place?
But why was I in last place, Edward?
Oh, because you blame your tools.
I used the steering wheel, which I'd never used before.
Oh, it didn't work very well. I don't know how to use it.
Well, then we had the actual race, and I didn't realize you had to push in the clutch and all this weird nonsense and stuff at the start. So, I mean, I was last anyway, but I got like a 8-second, I had like an 8-second time loss. And I managed to catch up a bit. Although then I had like the traction control was turned off. So I just kept spinning off and I had like 21 seconds behind 19th place.
Excuses.
But in the end, I finished 10th, which is a point. Where did you finish, Ed?
19th. No, 16th.
Yeah, because that car,
it was
remember
16th.
Those two cars crashed? Oh, no, one crashed. No, one broke down.
Look,
and
some people crashed. There was a yellow flag. I think I ignored it. I just carried on racing. I might have overtaken someone. It worked out nicely for me.
There you go. He overtook someone under yellow flags and didn't get banned for it. But yeah, so if you want to see us do that again, which I don't know, like...
Yeah, that was a test drive. So we're going to do a proper race after this tonight, which will be recorded and up this weekend.
Yes. And I don't know, I feel like if it's fun and entertaining and stuff, we should encourage other people to join us. We can do our... We'll keep our like mics on and stuff, but if other people have it and want to join us for a race, it could be very amusing.
Indeed. As I've said many times before, I don't like a racing game where you have to brake. I just want to charge into people and drift around corners and go at top speed.
Which is why you finished 16th.
Maybe throw a blue shell. And yes, that is why I finished 16th. I did get better.
Yeah. I guess, the bar was low, but you were,
I've never played this game before, so, I'll take it.
Right.
So anyway, that's going to be our new little series. But we have some more racing happening this weekend. So me being the very nice person that I am, for your birthday, bought 2 tickets to the Formula E, which is in London this weekend, because sadly I can't afford Formula 1 tickets to Silverstone because I don't have a few grand to spare.
I got an advert, by the way, on my Instagram today. There was like, go to Abu Dhabi for the Formula 1 packages starting at £1,600 per person. I was like, no, absolutely not.
So instead, you got Formula E tickets, which if people don't know is Formula electronic. Everything, it's all electronic cars. And so it's very environmentally friendly and sustainable.
Yes.
So we are going to go watch that on Saturday. However, I also was offered an opportunity through work to interview the director of esports for Formula E. So they have a competition called Accelerate, which is their championship. That's all esports racing. And it was an opportunity to interview their director, who I spoke to on Tuesday, and then also their current reigning 2-time champion, who also used to be a driver and now moved into esports. So I'm going to be speaking to him over the weekend. And as part of that, because we're both going to the race anyway, we are basically going as media people tomorrow to have a tour around the track. And we get to try out the sim races that the esports racers use. So they have a full setup, like they're sat with a wheel and pedals and everything. So we get to try that out. So maybe, Ben, that can help you out with your wheel.
How dare.
And then we also get to drive an actual Formula E car around the track.
Which I still can't, I won't believe until I actually see it.
Same, until I'm sat there being like, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
So I have checked and we are allowed to film. So Ben is going to bring his gimbal and do some filming over the weekend of us at Formula E.
Which is, I cannot believe it. Like, yeah, I've been watching this. I don't watch a lot of the races. Sometimes it'll pop up on my YouTube feed and I'll watch stuff. I like the first season. I watched a few, like a few races. There were some really cool crashes and overtakes. And there was one race. There was one race where like so many of them, like their batteries died like on the last lap, and then a random one from like 5th place ended up winning because of it. And yeah, it's something the weirdest ending to any race. It was brilliant. They'll have speed limiters. Yeah, I mean that is very true. Yeah, like, if it's electric,
yeah, they will do. And I'm sure it will just be kind of like, oh, you can crawl around and just do whatever. Happily. It's not going to be fully racing, but that's still incredible. Oh my God, an amazing opportunity.
If I just they might look at me and be like, yeah, you can't fit in that. I don't know, because I'm very tall.
In which case, I'll do it for you and you can film it.
No.
I was told we're not allowed to film whilst driving.
That's
that
the
was
thing.
very clear.
Yeah. Or when they're doing practice things or something.
Yes. So there is a practice session that's happening with the Formula E drivers, the actual ones. We're not allowed to film that.
But there are some people. There's some big names in there. Nick De Vries, who could be replacing Sebastian Vettel. Who knows? And a couple of former. In fact, if I bring up. Interesting. Let me quickly. This is gonna be very boring for a lot of people here. I don't care.
So you know all these things. I don't. So this is why you're coming with me to explain who these people are.
Literally.
What is driving? What is a car? I mean, I know that much. But you can explain a lot of these things.
Yeah.
For me to write about.
So some of the people in here, like Stoffel Van Dorn, he was a Formula One driver. Antonio Giovinazzi, who was Formula One. He was, the Italian Jesus. He was in. It was in last season. It was in Formula One. There's Sam Bird, who's really good. British. Lucas de Grassi, who was also Formula One. John Eric Verne, former F1. Sebastian Buemi, F1. Pascal Wehrlein was F1 as well. But one of the people in there is Dan Ticktum. Now, do you know Dan Ticktum?
No idea.
He was in Formula 2 and he got sacked because he made comments about the sister team in He was in like a junior program and he made comments about Latifi, I believe. Don't count me on it. On his Twitch stream. And because they were like their sister team, then they got them. Then he got fired. But I had followed him on Twitch, and he's a bit of an asshole.
Well, this thing, so many of the drivers seem to alternate between driving in real life, but also having Twitch streams and doing esports, and which is kind of what my article is going to be about. Is there's this spoiler. There's this real crossover between esports and gaming and real life racing, and actually it's so realistic now that you can potentially cross over and do both, which is amazing that we've come that far in a video game that can literally teach you how to drive in real life.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that
also are any of these drivers hot? Because they will automatically get my support.
Wow. I mean, they're all kind of peak physical condition, quite young. So, I mean, there's some.
So I'll support them all. Yeah. Excellent. Like a proud mum.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's I don't know. I think some of them are probably, it's weird because there's like a mix of ones of people that are pretty old and ones that are very young. It's very, very much a mix.
Interesting.
So there. But yeah, that is going to be tomorrow and I can't wait for it. So we will be posting videos. There'll be like Insta stories and stuff. So just keep an eye on it.
So probably next week you'll finally edit something.
Probably, yeah. Because we've got a very busy weekend. Because what are we doing on? So Saturday is the actual race. We get to go and watch it. How long's the press pass valid for? Is it just the Friday?
I presume it's the weekend. I've got a timetable for the entire weekend. So
nice.
We'll see.
Wow. And then on so that is on Saturday. And then what are we doing on Wednesday? Saturday. Sorry, I read West Manovich in the chat, and then automatically changed it to Wednesday. What are we doing on Sunday?
On Sunday, we are getting up very early, and we're doing something that is so. The racing is probably more your thing than my thing, but I'm slowly learning.
It was my birthday present.
Exactly. And then on Sunday, we're doing something for me, which is a bread making course. So, long-time followers of Ben might remember from, I think it was last year, when I went to a French bread making course and made some very phallic bread. So there was a baguette, which was a dick.
It had a big bell to its end.
It did. And then there was a fougasse, which is meant to look like a leaf and looked very much like a vagina.
A fougasse.
Fougasse. It's a G.
It's a fougasse. Did you get it?
I'm just ignoring you. So we are going back to the same place, courtesy of my mother.
Yay!
Who
give her a shout out.
Vouchers.
Give your mum a shout out. Shout out to Ed's mum.
And we are this time going to be doing some Greek bread making. So we're going to be making some olive bread and some honey cake and something else. I can't remember.
And I'll leave it in ruins.
Well, I don't know. What are you going to leave in ruins? The bread?
Depends. Will we have a genuine Greek person teaching us?
I have no idea.
It's got to be authentic.
Yeah. It's a very good place in London, though. So they do amazing bread. And we're going to have shit tons of bread and cake to eat because we each make 3 things. So that's 6 things that we're going to have to eat. But we're coming back. And then in the afternoon, we're having another very sportsy afternoon because then it's the F1 in Hungary. And one of my friends from down the road, Gina, she is going to come over and watch with us and help us to devour the bread.
Please.
And then it's the women's Euro final.
Oh, and it's going to be England versus Germany. Ooh.
Indeed.
Which hopefully England will win, the second Euro Cup final at Wembley.
Yes.
Anyway, this is a video game podcast.
It is, and we're talking about sports.
Yeah, this is an LGBT.
What have you done to me?
This is an LGBT focused video game podcast, and we're talking about sport.
Well, it's related to games because there is esports in the F1 or F Formula E racing.
Yes, the F Formula E.
I was going to say F1 and then I decided not to.
Bless. Oh.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so that'll be this weekend, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm also I'm really, really looking forward to the race this evening that we're going to play on Formula 1 because I want to show you just how good I am because yesterday you didn't see me at my best.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. It will be recorded. There will be evidence of however good or bad we both are.
Yes, very true. And that will go up on Saturday morning. And we'll do that every...
And we'll hold you to that.
Yes. Well, I will record... I'm going to edit it and everything tonight. So it's done. Because I don't have work. Or I'll do it tomorrow morning. Because I don't have work tomorrow. You do, don't you?
I do have work in the morning, yes.
Oh.
If I'm working all day, it's a media trip that is work.
Oh,
How
yeah.
dare you? How dare you suggest I'm not working?
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah.
I have an interview to do.
That's true.
And you're going to have to sit next to me and just look innocent.
I can do that.
Sure.
Like butter wouldn't melt.
What have you been playing this week, Ben?
I was playing F1 2022.
Oh, here we go.
No. Heather says, I wouldn't say I'm a bad driver, but playing on a sim, oh my God, I can't. Oh, honestly, Heather, yesterday I spun around like 5 times just trying to get around one lap of the Hungaroring. No, but I've mainly been playing a game called Stray.
Oh.
And every time I think of Stray with me, you know the Shakespeare system.
You better hope and pray.
Hope and
that
spray.
You'll make it stray back in your own world. Stay.
Yeah,
that song.
Exactly. So I cannot see that game without having that in my head.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not going to speak too much about it because you're barely halfway through.
I am halfway through. I love what I've played so far. It's like I thought, it's just a nice cat game in a sci-fi world, but actually it's giving me like The Last of Us. It's giving me Nier.
Yes.
It's there's a lot of like existential robots in it.
Not spoiling anything, but the area you just got to, you saw the tree.
Yes.
That tree reminds me so much of the tree in Nier. You know, with the little robots around. That's
exactly what I was thinking when I got there.
I mean, it can't be coincidence. And there are some incredible references to other games in there as well. I was talking
to films, Back to the Future.
Yes, Doc. And I was talking to one robot, I won't say where, but it was like he was talking about how he, was working somewhere but took an arrow to the knee. Or took something to the knee.
Oh no,
there's
lots, that meme.
There are lots of memes and references in it.
Well, speaking of that, I'm going to put in a quick Eurogame article that Ian has done a video of different Easter eggs that you can find in Stray.
Oh, 25. Brilliant. Yeah. It is just a fantastic game, though. I played it in one sitting. It's rare for me to play a game from start to finish. In fact, the last time I did that was Unpacking. And I love... so it's the cyberpunk game, or the cyberpunk aesthetic anyway, that I wanted from any cyberpunk game. Not just talking about Cyberpunk 2077, but I've always kind of loved the art of the genre, if not necessarily all parts of the genre itself and all the other things that come with it, but just like the kind of dank, miserable, like city vibes, but with a neon glow. This game does that perfectly, but it not only just has kind of big flashy lights in neon everywhere. Every single area is focused on a certain color palette, or you're not kind of just overwhelmed with the same kind of neon bright lights or darkness everywhere. Everywhere you're going, the game knows that people are going to take screenshots, which is bizarre that there's not a photo mode in it. I
thought that.
Really surprised. But like some of the photos I was taking in game just looked like they don't even look like screenshots. It was just so stunning. And yeah, I love the story in it. I want to play it again. I really want to play it again. It's got a nice bit of humor in it because you got the little robot person helping you traverse through it, because I had no idea what it was.
And so many little catisms as well. Like they do. I mean, look, I'm much more of a dog person than a cat person, but you can tell that they've captured so much of like cat behavior, be that arsehole cats like knocking things off.
Yes. For no reason.
Like playing with things, or the way they want to scratch everything, or then they like curl up and nap. There's so many little catisms that are just adorable. Yeah,
like the things knocking paint off. I like quite near the beginning. It's like, here's a load of paint, pots of paint you can throw off for just no reason, and like just because you get to be a cat. And I went into this game not knowing a single thing about it. And I think that's one of the reasons why I loved it. So I went in absolutely no idea what was going to go on. I had no idea there was a robot in it. I just thought it was kind of a cat simulator, that you just kind of walked from one place to another, maybe did a few challenges to, allow you to get to the next place, and then that was it. But there's actually a really interesting story. There's not just an interesting story, but there's this mystery trying to work out what's happened, and bits of things start unraveling, and it's not ridiculously slow when these reveals are happening. And just navigating around the place, you never feel... It's a bit like a Destiny 2 multiplayer map. You never get like... It's gonna be weird, but it's got such good level design that you never kind of get backed in and stuck in a dead end or in a corner. You've always got somewhere to go. If you want to go from one place to another, there are so many different ways to get there. You're never, damn it, I don't have that certain access.
If you say so.
You haven't got to that area yet. Well, you've been to the first open world area. Well, like the open area. Yes. There's another one that's a bit more.
Okay.
But which is my favorite area by far. But I played this, and interesting, I played this on PS5, and I'm glad, because I've heard that was the best place to get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of DualSense stuff in it. I love that the cat falls asleep and naps, and then it purrs out of the controller, which is super cute. It's just, there's so much heart to it. Even though it's that sort of cold neon cyberpunk world, there is so much heart to this game.
Yes.
I wanted to play it like you did, all in one go, but I just got so distracted, partly by chat playing on stream, but just so distracted by being a cat that I'm just now only halfway through it after like 4 hours. Yeah. So it's going to take me quite a while, but I will definitely go back and play through and get the trophies and all the bits I missed, because it's just that kind of game that, and I love that it's a short game that you can just replay and get more and more out of, as opposed to here's 105 hours of Elden Ring that's going to just repeat everything and take forever.
There's also if you want to get the platinum trophy, it'll take a few playthroughs, because I just played through it the first time. I didn't get everything unlocked, but once you've got, there's like lots of quite specific trophies. There's one where you have to die 9 times, which I think you've probably got already, watching your gameplay.
I died twice. Thank you very much.
Actually, I finished it without getting that trophy. Not to boast. And there's also one where you have to nap for an hour. But there's also one where you have to finish it in under 2 hours. So you won't be getting that. Also, I can just see on my screen, Mr. Wibble is now playing Stray. So I'm glad that we gave Mr. Wibble the... he's like, gotta go play it. Because it is...
It's definitely the game at the moment. It's like the highest rated game on Steam. It's the game that everybody on Twitch is playing. Also means if you are playing it, be aware of spoilers, because there are some assholes going around trolling people, putting spoilers into chat.
They're not there without... I don't want... Yeah, because I saw that person in yours.
I've ignored it, don't worry.
Yeah, no, but there are people going around posting stuff in chats that isn't true. And this happened to me.
Of course. They're just trying to troll people.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to say what that person said, whether it's true or not, but that I've seen in streams people posting it. And this happened during Star Wars. Because I remember when Star Wars... Which was the one that came? I think it was the last one. And people going around and they were following people with spoilers in their names, Star Wars spoilers in their names, because, what a sad little lowlife. And those ones were also false as well. But that's just as annoying, I find, because you're then expecting it, because it'll stay in your head no matter what you've read. When someone's put a spoiler in the chat, that will always stay in your head. So when you go and actually watch the movie or something, that's going to be, that is going to be something that you're thinking like, oh, does that happen or doesn't it happen? And I just hate assholes like that.
There are, however, a lot of very good mods already. So if you are a dog person, you can mod it on PC to play as a dog instead of a cat. Or there are people who are literally opening up to requests, so that if you want to have a modded cat that looks like your own pet, you can have that put in. There are loads of little mods that are going around. There's one that changes the meow to Jason from Heavy Rain. So you just go around calling Jason over and over again.
Is the one where you can turn the cat into Thomas the Tank Engine?
I haven't seen that yet, which is surprising, because usually Thomas is up there with mods.
Thomas the Tank Engine replacing Mr. X or Dr. What's his name again? Is it Mr. X? Dr. X?
Mr. X.
Mr. Resident X Evil. In Resident Evil 2. Yeah, that was incredible. Heather says, I've already looked into that, like in the game, but the dying thing puts me off. So it looks just like you go to sleep. It doesn't say like dead or anything like that. There's nothing.
Cats have multiple lives anyway, so they can't die.
And just I'm the same. I hate cruelty to animals, especially in games. And well, no, actually not especially in games. In real life is a lot worse. But in games. And it didn't. It's fine. It's fine for that.
A question for you, Ben. Have you played The Last Guardian?
I played a bit of it, but I got bored. It's just a giant...
Why am I not surprised?
Ugly meerkat dog, isn't it?
Trico is not ugly. How dare you?
It looks like it's about 1,000 years old. It's like an Afghan hound crossed with a chimpanzee.
Wow. Trico is the best pet in gaming.
Do you not know the dog from Red Dead Redemption 2?
Oh, I don't care about that game about fucking horse balls and shitting.
That is the best thing, yeah. Yeah. Trico, the Pokemon. Exactly, the Pokemon.
No.
I actually think I do have Last Guardian somewhere.
I have it on a shelf in there. It's also on PS Plus, so you can play it there. Trico came from the people, The Last Guardian, sorry, with the same team who made Ico and Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah,
and they made The Last Guardian. Great games. The Last Guardian is also incredible, and you play as a little boy, and you have to escape by using your sort of newfound pet, who is this like cat, dog, bird thing. But it's super cute, and the way that they made the AI was to make the Trico literally realistic. So he doesn't always do what you want him to do, or he sort of comes up in different ways that you don't expect, that makes him feel real. It's an incredible game.
I'm gonna have to play it, aren't I?
Yes, I'm gonna force you to play it.
I might even play it on stream. I feel like that's a good length as well for a stream game.
Yes, it's a great stream game.
I'm looking for ones that are classics and not too long.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not that long. People will fall in love with the pet.
I remember reading the story to make sure, it wasn't just one of those games that then likes to try and just leave you with a shitty feeling right at the end. And I saw that it wasn't, but I can't remember what it was. But I can remember being like, oh, that's quite cool. So
you read ahead of the ending?
Of course. Don't you?
No.
But you want to make sure that it's going to be worthwhile in the end.
Well, you find that out at the end, and then you review it.
Well, some of us don't get paid to play video games.
Sorry.
What about you? What have you been playing that you can actually talk about? Nothing.
Yeah, so I'm halfway through Stray. I'm reviewing a certain thing that is out next week. Which I've been playing a lot of. What?
Can we guess?
No, you can't guess, but you'll find out next week. And I've been playing a couple of other bits. I'm very in JRPG mode at the moment. I finally played some Final Fantasy 14 at the weekend, which was very good to get back into. I've got a lot of leveling to do. But after the next week, that is going to be my goal. I've also.
Do you know what I'm going to do?
Oh.
I've decided I'm going to be irresponsible.
Oh no.
I'm going to buy Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and play it at midnight.
Well, does that mean you're going to buy the digital copy?
Thing is, but yeah, because by the time I finish it, we'll probably, you'll just be able to borrow my Switch.
No, I want to play it on my Switch. Can't you just buy a physical copy like you do everything else?
Well, but then I can't play it at midnight.
You've got enough other games to play.
Fine. If you're not allowing me to, then fine.
Okay. Have you started Live Alive yet?
I mean, I've seen the main screen. I've seen the title screen. I haven't pressed
you've just bought a new game.
Oh, I hate it when you do this. Well, you're there getting jealous about not being able to play Xenoblade Chronicles 3. How is Triangle Strategy treating you?
I was getting to that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Triangle Strategy. I started on the train to TwitchCon.
Yeah.
So I have been playing some of that. I'm not super far through it. It's the kind of game that I plan to play in little chunks, sort of a little bit every day to try and get through some of it, and I've ended up not doing that. I haven't played that many strategy games before. I played Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which I enjoyed, and I loved Fire Emblem Three Houses. So this is similar. It's a tactical strategy game, turn-based on a grid, very similar to those, but doesn't quite play the same. It's very difficult. It doesn't have
permadeath.
Though? Well, it doesn't have permadeath like Fire Emblem does, which is nice. However, it's quite easy for your characters to die in battle. And there's the perfectionist side of me that, also having played Fire Emblem, I'm like, no one can die in battle. Everyone must live. And it's really hard to try and keep everyone alive. It's not so bad to get through battles, but it's really hard to keep everyone alive. And I'm apparently not very good at that. So that is stressing me out in the sort of perfectionist side of me that I want everyone to live. There are extra battles you can do to level up, because obviously if someone dies, it means they don't get any experience points. So you then have to sort of do extra battles and try and build them back up again, which is just adding to the time playing it, which is a little bit annoying. The other thing that makes it tricky is that I'm used to Fire Emblem, where your characters will counter even when the enemy attacks you. So it means if you've got someone really strong, you can just put them out front and attract all the enemies, and then they can just counter all the hits and end up killing them without you having to attack. But you can't do that in Triangle Strategy. So you can only attack when it's actively your turn. And there's this thing where if you surround an enemy on two sides, when you hit them, the person on the other side gets an extra attack in. So it's very much about positioning, but the enemy can do that to you as well. So if you're not careful, your characters can get surrounded very quickly and end up dying before they've even got a chance to hit, and they can't counter. So you have to play very, very carefully. It's all about positioning. You have to be quite defensive. It's a tricky little game. The other thing with it is that I'm on the 4th chapter, I think, and I've only done 4 battles. And that's a good, probably 5-6 hours worth of playing, maybe. So there aren't actually very many battles. Each chapter sort of has one big battle with it. So you don't get a lot of time to sort of practice or level up between battles, because there is so much story. and it literally plays out like Game of Thrones. It's like these three warring kingdoms. Everything's in threes. These three warring kingdoms. There's kings and politicians, and no one likes each other, and arranged marriages, and it feels very Game of Thrones, but it's so much talking. It's almost like a visual novel with some battling in it. So I sort of don't like it quite as much as Fire Emblem, because Fire Emblem feels a bit more balanced and a bit more involved. This feels very much like I'm just watching a story unfold, and then I get to do a battle every now and again. So it's very, very slow. It's the kind of story where I'm going to get sucked into it, and I'm sure by the end it will be worthwhile and I'll enjoy it, and I will learn to appreciate the combat. It's just very, very slow to get going.
Every time I looked over you playing it, I was like, Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it just has that kind of vibe to it, really.
It looked really good, to be honest.
It is a brilliant game. That, you know, the writing is very sort of ye olde Shakespearean, but the story is nicely done. It's sort of, like I say, it's slow, but you can see that it's creeping in and slowly taking hold. It's going to be very interesting. The only thing I'm also less keen on are the graphics.
Okay.
What was that?
Oh, I've muted it for everybody else. You got it. You got full cough down the microphone, though.
Lovely. Thanks for that cough. It's really pleasant.
Yeah, I can't mute it for you as well. Sorry.
Yeah, the graphics are the 2D HD style that we've had in Octopath and that's now in Live Alive. It just feels a bit blurry. Like it's not HD. And I've played it in handheld, and I've played it on the TV as well. And it just feels like it's not as sharp as I want the HD to be. And I know the idea is it's sort of pixels, but then with sort of sharp environments. But the environments and the textures just feel a little bit blurry. So the whole thing sort of just looks like a 16-bit game, which is, I appreciate, is sort of the point. But then you get like really nice water textures or really nice lighting, but then the textures are sort of not HD enough. So it's just not quite as sharp as I would like it to be.
Yeah, I'll let you know how Live Alive and see if that is HD. I like how you say HD.
Fine, HD. Whatever you want, Mr. English teacher.
Yes, Mr. You're the one that you write for a living. You don't speak for a living.
Yeah, exactly. So I type out the H.
Would you like some breaking news?
Oh, go on.
Who was our guest last week, or was it the week before?
Kelsey from Annapurna.
So right now, thank you to everybody being here, because the Annapurna Interactive Showcase is on right now, and the very one Kelsey who joined us on this podcast has opened the show. So you can see her presenting. She's literally presenting the Annapurna Interactive Showcase, and I tried to get it out of her. I was like, "Are we going to see you at the showcase?" She wouldn't tell us anything. She was like, "You'll have to watch it." I should have been like, "Well, we'll be doing the podcast." Sorry. But yeah, she was on it. It's over now, is it? Okay, because I've got it paused and stuff. But okay, that means, and I think she closed it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but
she was bookending as the Annapurna representative.
That's awesome.
That also means that my article should be live.
Oh,
so I need to go and check that.
Wait, let me go and wait. If you
no, because it's not yet, so I will go check that in a minute.
Okay. Would you like to do that now while I fill for a second? I'll fill for a second while Ed does that, because he does have a job. Itzperger says it's over and now I'm here. How was it, Itzperger? I hope it was good. It was so good, says Debs. Yeah, I saw Debs post it. Thank you for reminding me in the Discord. Kelsey was also in the Stray credits. See, I looked for Kelsey, but I couldn't see her in it. See, she also closed. That is awesome. She is. If anybody will watch the podcast with her, you'll know just what a fantastic person she is, and it's great seeing people who are genuinely really nice. People like getting their opportunities like this. Speaking of which, actually, I've got a code for Stray on PC if anybody wants it. So, yeah, if anybody wants it, just if you don't, because if you've got PS5 or you've got PlayStation Plus, then you can just get it from there. But if anybody can't play it anywhere else and only on PC, then I can maybe do it. We could even do
It's definitely finished, right?
Yes. Yes, it has finished.
What time did it start?
8:00.
Okay, good.
Yeah. In fact, while we're so you get Ed's face covered with that now. Let's do while we're waiting for Ed to do this. Let's do a quick giveaway for Stray on PC. Yeah, my ooh was nice instead of I want it. Well, let's do that. You have to follow though to get it. Okay, Stray on PC. You can use the tickets cost 1 coin. You can only get 1 coin. Let me go and see. Yeah, you have to follow to do it. Okay, this is what we're doing right in the middle of the podcast, but you know what? Why not? There we go. For the next few minutes, if you type in !ticket space 1, people listening to the podcast, you'll be able to find out who wins as well. But yeah, go and type in !ticket space 1 if you want a chance of winning Stray on PC. So, I hope it went well, and I'm looking forward to talking about it. This means you can probably talk about some of the games, but you also have somebody coming over to your house very soon, don't you? So, do you have time to mention it?
Yeah, well, I've just put a link there.
Okay.
So in the chat. So that is everything shown at the Annapurna showcase. I'll just say that my standout is Thirsty Suitors.
I sound so good.
It is Scott Pilgrim meets Persona. It is the protagonist is an Indian American young woman, and she has a number of thirsty suitors, like the exes in Scott Pilgrim, and she has to battle them in turn-based combat to sort of appease her Indian parents. It looks so fun.
Tell us about it.
Sort of going into sort of Persona style, like going into the psyche of these suitors. She has these different taunts she could do to debuff them in different ways, and they're really playing on the cultural aspect as well. So one of the suitors is an Indian man, and they're saying, well, the only way to get through to an Indian man is through his mother, and so you have to summon the mother in to like taunt him and tell him off, which then allows you to damage him. So it's just they're really playing on culture with this turn-based combat, and it's so vibrant. I'm pretty sure her Thirsty Suitors are a mix of genders as well, so it's really queer friendly. It looks brilliant. I am really, really excited to play Thirsty Suitors.
Me too. Like, yeah, the way you were explaining it just sounds...
It's coming out next year. PC, Steam, Xbox consoles, including Game Pass, PlayStation consoles, and Switch. So it's coming out on everything.
Brilliant. Well, I feel like that's going to be a big game.
Yes.
What's your game of the year so far, do you think?
Oh, don't ask me that.
Is it Elden Ring?
I'd say my top. Well, I don't want to jump. I don't want to jump the gun on Stray because I'm enjoying it, but it could be up there. The other two are probably Elden Ring and Tunic.
Oh yeah, you got that hipster choice up there. Yeah, honestly, I was playing Stray when I finished it. It just felt like it sometimes games when they have a kind of a mystery to them, they just go weird and hot and like terrible at the end, and really, really obscure and stuff. Whereas I felt Stray had a really lovely ending, and like it just really rounded the story off perfectly. And yeah, that's up there for me right now. It's challenging a few others. The thing is that to put its game of the year, you'll have to finish it. So there's going to be like 3 games that I'll be able to award game of the year to.
Well, we'll have a whole top 10, won't we?
We will. Yes.
While we're on the news, let's race through some other headlines. The most important from today...
Edith Finch in 60 FPS. That is it. That is literally the best game of the year. If that is... Is that the 60 FPS announcement? Was that in the announcement today?
It was, yes.
That's right, you told me. It's... Yeah, okay, that's game of the year.
Sure, if you say so.
Oh, by the way, before I forget, because I know I'll forget. It was the idea that I had as we're starting off. You know,
yeah, go for it.
Thing. So, can I say it? Can I tell the listeners?
Can I say my thing, please?
Can I tell the listeners? So from next week, every Thursday, the question of the day in the stream in the Discord, will be, what games have you been playing? And we're going to, because we talk about what games we've been playing, but it's also going to be interesting to see what you've been playing, even if it's something like, I've been playing, FIFA. or if you've been playing some indie queer game that very few people have played, and you got it on itch.io, or is it itch.io or itch.io?
Itch.io.
Okay, that one. Yeah, if it could be something like that. But it'd be awesome to get people to let us know what games they've been playing and give like the review or what you think of them. And then we can read them out and maybe facilitate some discussion as well. So getting the community involved, let us know what you've been playing, and that'll be on a Thursday. So,
or even if it's a really obvious game, like this week, we've both played Stray. Everyone's playing Stray. We'd love to include your opinions on that as well.
Yeah. FIFA does count. I mean, if you're loving FIFA and you've got opinions about the new FIFA game coming out, sure, we can talk about it. Dorf Romantic, yeah, just let us know what you've been playing. It would be awesome to include other people's games as well, not just the ones that we're playing. Absolutely. And also what you think about Stray.
Even if it's long-term ones, it's just nice to know what people are saying, and we can read out your opinions as well.
Yeah,
be lovely.
Yeah, like Final Fantasy 14. Oh, I'm grinding this. I'm leveling this certain class because I want to use it in the next expansion, and it's great. Yeah, we want this podcast to have like a big variety of games, not just the ones that we're playing.
Yeah,
but also we are LGBT focused, and there's a lot of people in the chat who identify as such. So, what games have you been playing? It would be. It would make it a bit more representative of games that everyone in our community and beyond have been playing. Yes, Melem, you are allowed to tell us what games you've been playing. Who is straight?
I have plenty of time left. We're all good.
Yeah.
So, the news this week. Very important news from today. We have the next wave of Mario Kart DLC tracks.
Oh my God, I squealed a little bit at work when you sent me that. I'd totally forgotten about it. Surely it's been more than 3 months since the last one.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah. So they are coming on the 4th of August. So that is next week. We have 8 new tracks, which is divided up into two new cups. And they are Calamari Desert from the N64 game.
Ooh.
Waluigi Pinball from the DS game, which is amazing.
Yeah, I saw that was the one I'm most excited about.
Yeah. Mushroom Gorge from Mario Kart Wii.
We love mushrooms.
Snowland from Mario Kart Advance.
Okay.
Mario Circuit 3 from the SNES game.
I didn't see that one, but that was the first video game I ever played. Like the first console. In fact, actually, maybe the first video game I ever played was Mario Kart on the SNES.
Well, there you go.
Memories.
Live your youth.
Beautiful memories.
There are then 2 from Mario Kart Tour, which is the mobile game. So that's New York Minute and Sydney Spring. And then there is one other that is coming a little bit later, which is a brand new track, and it's coming to both Tour and also the DLC, called Sky High Sunday, and it's basically an ice cream themed track, which I think looks really cute.
Okay, yeah, I saw that, and it reminded me of the other dessert track that they have.
Which one's that?
Isn't it the one where you go and there's like these cones and there's ice? I'm sure there's already a food one. Is there not a food track already?
I mean, probably.
Yeah. Wait, Mario Kart 8 food track. Food Toes. No.
Oh yeah, Sweet Sweet Canyon.
Yeah, Sweet Sweet Canyon. That's the one. Can never remember the name.
There you go. But yes, so 4th of August. So absolutely, we need to do some Mario Kart Mondays and test out these new tracks.
I love Food Toes.
But when is the 4th? In fact, the 4th of August is next Thursday. So maybe after the podcast next week, we should play some Mario Kart.
That is 100% what's going to happen. That'll be the podcast game.
And we can all test them out together.
Yes.
How about that?
Why are they called chocolate fingers and not chocolate toes?
Because they're too long to be toes.
Have you not seen my toe next to the big toe?
Let's not go there.
Anyway.
Right. What other news is there? I think everyone here knows this already, but they have announced the city for TwitchCon EU next year.
And what is it going to be?
It is going to be in Gay Paris.
Oh.
Avec les baguettes.
Well.
Et les pains de chocolat.
Panto chocolat.
Pain au chocolat.
Oh, okay. Can we stay in the Marais?
Chocolate bread.
Yeah. Can we stay in the Marais? The Marais district. It's the gay area.
Oh, great. Sure.
It's really nice. Very expensive, but it's it's beautiful. Beautiful. Well, yeah, and I think we're all going on a outing to Disneyland one of the days.
Well, look, if we're going to go there for, we're all making the effort to go there for TwitchCon, we might as well take an extra day or two and go to Disney.
Wouldn't you like to do something cultural instead?
No, I don't actually care about Paris, but Disney, I'm interested in.
Do we know the venue in Paris? We do not know the venue.
The venue.
Venue.
I say that I would happily go to Paris to just eat everything.
Yeah. So, oh my God, it's going to be amazing staying in a place that has amazing breakfast. Because the UK doesn't really do very good breakfast, apart from you, obviously.
The UK is known for breakfast.
No. Oh, give me a freshly baked croissant any day of the week over a fryer.
Okay, hang on. A continental breakfast / sort of Parisian breakfast, which is also very Italian as well, of like coffee and a croissant or a cornetto, as they say in Italy. I'm down for that. They call it a cornetto.
Oh, I thought you meant like a literal cornetto.
No, but that's what they call a croissant.
Well, I shouldn't do
that. I am 100% down for that as a breakfast. Okay, give me a good strong coffee and a bit of pastry. I'm down for that. But that's also a snack. 20 minutes later, I would like breakfast, please.
Just get another one.
Yeah, but then you just on a sugar high.
I mean, I like a full English breakfast, but once a week. Make note of that. Yeah. Once a week.
That's true.
Yeah.
I like a good Eggs Benedict.
Yeah. Cinnamon buns.
Cinnamon buns, absolutely. But that is, if we're going to go full Swedish, that is more of a fika thing mid-morning with a cup of coffee.
By the way, Money said we can bring the Rona Lisa to the Mona Lisa. I am 100% going to be wearing my Rona Lisa shirt, and I'm going to have a picture.
Oh my God, we should totally go to the
standing next to the Mona Lisa. I know that they won't be able to get anywhere close because of all the people that are around it, but I want a picture with me with my Rona Lisa and the Mona Lisa behind it. That has to happen. It's going to be beautiful. But yeah,
very nice.
Very, very
nice.
So
yes, we're all going to Paris next year. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah. The best typo I've seen in a long time from Heather in the chat. After a sugar high and a strong coffee, my stomach would nope for the rest of the day. Give me a sausage nutty any day.
Wow. That's one way to start the day.
I love a sausage nutty. Oh, well, I never. Don't you not? Oh, anyway. So
right, let's get through some slightly sad news. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, unfortunately, is in serious trouble and has been delayed indefinitely.
Why?
Because it was not up to standard, and so they've decided that it's taking too long, it's taking too much money, and it's all in a bit of a mess.
Why announce it?
Because they had high hopes and they knew that people would be up for it.
Well, I've heard, I can't remember who it was that, well, I do know who it was that told me this, but I think it's a bit of an open secret that a lot of these big reveals, like reveals of these massive games with hardly anything in there, is pretty much just an advertisement. And it's a call for people to be like, look, we're making this game. Come work for us.
Come work for us. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So that is, and maybe they didn't get enough applicants. Or not ones of good enough standard.
I think it was being made by Aspire, and I think the larger publisher wasn't happy, so they might take it on themselves with a different developer, something like that. So there is still some hope. But...
I'm glad that there's a new hope. Yeah,
indeed.
Get it? Star Wars reference.
Very clever.
We come in peace.
Wrong film.
Oh shit.
The Sims 4. I know there are lots of Sims players here.
Well, are there lots of Sims fans, lots of chest hair fans in the chat? Are you a chest hair fan?
I am, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. there is a new update that adds various bits and pieces. However, there is also a glitch that has been accidentally added that is aging people very quickly. And so you can have a child in the game that then will suddenly grow up to become an adult really, really quickly. And so people are now kind of speed running it to try and get through it before people die because they're just aging too quickly. I also saw an article that said that they have accidentally added in incest, probably because of that. So like people are growing up too quickly and then having relationships with each other.
That's what happens.
The Sims is in a bit of a mess.
But do you know what they've patched in?
Go on, tell us.
They've patched in straight people.
What?
Because I know before all Sims were bisexual, and apparently now because you can choose the sexual orientation of your Sims, they've literally patched in straight people. So I hope you're happy with your representation, straight people.
Exactly. You enjoy that having to be purposefully put in because it's not default.
It's about time they had their moments, is all.
Exactly.
About time we got some reps, as Mellow. But no, that's unintended glitches are always the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if anyone here uses VR chat, but the community is very upset at the moment. Basically, VR chat have decided to add in anti-cheat into the game, which is to, I guess, to make changes and whatever else. But by adding in anti-cheat, it removes mods from the game. And there are loads of people that use VR chat, but with mods. And a lot of those are disabled players who are only able to access VR chat if they're using these mods. And by adding in this easy anti-cheat, they've said, right, within 24 hours, like all the mods are gone. And suddenly people can't actually play the game in the way that they want to because they've got rid of the mods. So that is also a complete mess. And it's being review bombed and people are moving away from it. And it's a real mess.
Do you know, I've never
Developers should include accessibility themselves and not rely on mods. That is the moral of that story.
I never played that, but I did play Rec Room.
Okay.
Which was, I don't know if it's similar, but it's like a recreation room. You just go in VR, PlayStation VR, you wander around, you can take part in games, and there's like voice chat on by default. And I remember playing it for about 10 minutes, did it on stream, and there were people shouting slurs, all sorts going on. And I recorded it. I recorded the clip, put it on Twitter. Been like, oh my God, in fact, I'll post it in the chat. So you can see it. But some of the comments, I was quite shocked. Someone was like, are you even playing in VR? Your headset lights aren't turned on. Your head movements aren't doing anything in the game. It wouldn't let, it wouldn't let me use movement in VR, but I could use the controller to move around. And it was just like a big 3D screen. But people are like, oh, we don't believe you're actually even playing the game. Why are you wearing your PSVR? That's a good point. And like people trying to make out that I wasn't playing it.
Weird.
And there were some other people as well that commented in my DMs being like, you'd never last a minute in the Call of Duty lobbies, blah, 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 the Modern Warfare lobbies. So yeah. VR,
whatever.
Chat rooms are one of the worst.
Anyway, happier news.
Yes.
I know that you're a fan of Yakuza.
0, 6, 1.
Sure. I have still not played them all, and I still really want to play Like a Dragon that I know you won't like, and I probably will love.
Mm-hmm.
However, all 8 Yakuza games are coming to PlayStation Plus this year, starting in August. So if you are yet to play them and you've got PlayStation Plus, they're all coming.
I just love the beat 'em up style, like the 7 when they were like, oh, let's go and bring back lots of nostalgia to like old JRPGs of the, of the 90s or early 2000s. Just nah.
Also, Life is Strange True Colors fans. Steph, who was the lesbian love interest in that, she now has a novel coming out. It's coming out in March 2023, so it's a little while off yet. But they're basically writing a novel about her story that will fill in between her appearance in the one beforehand. Was it Before the Storm she was in? I think that one, and then True Colors. So yeah, if you're interested in that, there's going to be a book coming out. And then the last bit of news, which is the sort of weird news of the week. It's the secret church in Nier Automata.
Automata.
Yes. Automata. Oh. Now, this is a mess, and it's very intriguing, and I will attempt to very quickly summarize it for people who maybe don't know. Nier Automata, we all know, came out 5 years ago. And someone on I was going to say Discord then, someone on Reddit posted images and then videos of themselves in a church room, and basically saying like, how did I get, like, how do you get to this? Because I got to this room and my friend couldn't. So how did I do that? Like, has anyone else seen this weird church room? And all the modders and data miners came in and were like, well, hang on, like, you can't mod the game in this way. So people were thinking, well, is this a hoax? What is this secret room? Has this just been modded into the game? But the modders are saying, well, you can't mod it in this way because it's not advanced enough to be able to literally add like new bits to a level and add in a secret door. And adding fuel to that was Yoko Taro, the creator, who was literally sharing it on Twitter and saying like, my insight is that I can't say what this is because he pointed to his Twitter profile that says that he's not allowed to comment on games. So he is literally stirring this up. People are saying, well, if he's acknowledged it, what does that mean? Is this a hoax? Is this just marketing because there's a Switch version of Automata coming out? What could this mean? And the latest that happened overnight into today is that some more videos have come up from the same original poster. That poster on Reddit is called Sad Futago. And they've posted new videos of the sequence in the church. And within that are various assets that are taken from Nier Replicant, which was remastered and released last year. And there are loads of references and assets from that game in this church. And people are like, well, this can't be a mod because those assets don't exist in Automata. They only exist in Replicant. So you can't add them in. So how has this person managed to find these assets in this game? Like, where has this secret room come from? And the whole community are just completely mind blown as to where this has come from. The latest is that people are genuinely thinking that this is a marketing ploy. My thought is that, well, why are there so many references to last year's game? Is it that there's maybe the remaster of that is also going to come to Switch as well as Automata? Who knows? This is the sort of weird, wild stuff that Yoko Taro is known for doing. Or is this just a fan who somehow has modded the game in a way no one else has managed to do? Or is this just some wild hoax through videos? How has this been done? We just do not know. And it is spiraling around the internet as the biggest story of the week, that no one knows where this secret church room has come from or what it means.
Intrigued. I know, it's such a good game as well. I haven't played Replicant, have you?
I have not. I was tempted to. Automata, I don't think I liked it quite as much as you did, although I did still really enjoy it. I was tempted to play Replicant. Heard sort of mixed things. I think fans really enjoyed it, and other people were like, if you're not a fan, less so. There are some annoying things. But yeah, I'd like to give it a go, I think, at some point.
Yeah, I wonder if the music is as good in it, because like the music in the original was incredible.
I've heard very good things about the music in Replicant.
Okay. Interesting then. Definitely. All right. So, right, I think that's it. Is there anything else you want to say before we...
That is the news of the week.
So yeah, things we talked about today. Next week, we're going to be asking people in the Discord, !Discord, what games you've been playing on Thursday. That will be the question of the day for every Thursday, so you can get your say in and tell us what you've been playing as well. Please let us know, even if it is something that you've just continued playing or it's an old game that you've picked up.
And then you can join us for some Mario Kart afterwards.
Exactly. And don't forget, on Saturday morning, youtube.com/swapping joysticks, you will be able to see Ed and I battling it out in Formula 1 2022. We're going to record that tonight, and I'll get that edited. So I'm looking forward to that.
And then from next week, you will get our adventures at the Formula E.
Exciting. Very, very exciting. All right. So, well, you can do your thing.
Well, you do the where can we find you, don't you?
Where can we find you, Ed Nightingale?
Get the order right, Ben. You've done this enough times now.
I know. I'm just remembered something that I needed to quickly check, but I've done it. Yeah, go and tell us.
Well, you can find me on Twitch and on Twitter at ed_nights with an N.
Excellent. And you can find me everywhere at Biggest Bennis or Biggest Bennis 1 if it's a place that I don't have the original name on. All right. So I will see you, or we will see you around on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, and next week.
Yep, we'll be back next week. Be there or get swapped.
That's even worse than the last. That's even worse than the split thing. Doesn't even make sense. All right. Bye.